Hey guys, this is Elena Alsbury. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. I'm very excited to share with you guys my new training program that's from NEVERsate. Brian wrote a training program that's called Power Builder, and if you guys want to learn more about it, he has given a free explanation on his YouTube page, so check out NEVERsate.com for that. But I'm super excited because what this program does is takes us back to working technique and working volume, as well as incorporating a lot of strongman and a lot of strongman conditioning. So I'm very excited to be able to kind of hone in mentally and physically, train hard, create a really cool team atmosphere, be able to encourage everybody else and receive that same encouragement. Whenever I get to start a new program, I always try to take a step back, pick a couple different things that I want to work on, and make a couple goals for the future. One of my big goals that I'm going to be working on is increasing my output during the cardio portions, and that means getting my workouts done as quickly as I can, and giving myself challenging weights, especially during the conditioning portion, as I can get stronger, but I also want to be as athletic as possible. So that's one thing that I want to work on. Also, I want to work on just believing that bracing right and bracing well is going to help take away some of the fear I have with the deadlift and the squat. So those are two other things that I'm working on. I also think that will translate to my overhead press, which seems to be one of my difficult points because I'll waver when the weight's above my head. And then the last thing is just to do some more visualization of all the lifts and be as prepared as possible. Like last night, I made sure that I felt very tight and very sore after the deadlift, so I spent a good like 15-20 minutes in yoga and stretching. And today, a month ago, I had scheduled a massage, so I get to do that today. So I'm very excited to be able to just do as much self-care as possible, just for recovery purposes. So just keep that in mind, whether that's sleep, good food, laughter, massage, hot showers, sauna, whatever it is, foot rubs, whatever it is that gives you life, and make sure that, whatever you're able to afford, whatever you're able to do at that time. Sometimes for me, it's just literally squeezing lemon into water, and that's super cheap, and it just makes me feel good. So just trying to get in your guys' head a little bit about what is self-care, how does it help with recovery, how does it help with training. Honestly, I think it's 50-50, like recovery, self-care, nutrition, mental health, and then we've got this physical part as well, that output of the training portion. So make sure you're taking care of yourself, make sure you're getting into that uncomfortable place. Getting yourself out of your comfort zone is just one of the things that's going to help you grow, which is hopefully going to translate into other areas of your life that you want to see grow. So maybe take a moment to do that. Write a couple things down that you want to see yourself grow in. I'm going to take some time to do that for this next program. Hopefully this is helpful to you guys. I'm excited to join you guys in the commentary. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the other side of the video. Take care. Hey everyone, this is Elena and welcome to the commentary. Such a cool day today. We started a brand new program, and I am just so excited to begin conditioning again in the beginning with everybody else, just to kind of push hard, drop back and work on my technique, and just to be able to watch change over time. It's always my favorite thing. I'm going to be playing around with both the sumo and conventional deadlift and really try to strengthen my body. But what you can see here is a really tough conditioning. We've got dumbbell man makers. We had 4 rounds of 3 dumbbell man makers, and then you see here burpee lateral jumps, 3 burpee lateral jumps, just kind of jumping over the dumbbell. If you only have like 10 minutes to do a workout, this is really difficult, and it's a full body workout, so you don't even have to use the dumbbells. You can just use your body weight. It's an awesome form of cardio and strength training. So as you can see here, I've got a front loaded lunge, and just laughing at Brian and Nala in the background, but really with the lunge, just making sure your knee doesn't cross over that toe, you're pushing through your heel, you're feeling it in your butt and in your quad. So it's an awesome form of cardio, and if you push yourself pretty hard, you're going to get a lot out of it. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys that at the beginning of the workout. Typically we'll do an 8 to 10 minute conditioning. Oh, there's the baby. Oh, there they are. They're going to get some treats. look at them in the background. So for today, my focus was just to be able to center myself with the deadlifts. It's so easy for me to come off of a work day and come in rushed, and I know you guys might be able to relate to that. We have so many different things going on, but the cool thing about training is that you do have to focus. And I looked at the workout beforehand, read the quote, tried to get some little mini goals in my head, and I really wanted to be able to start at the starting weight. Sometimes I drop back 5 or 10 pounds just because my body isn't feeling it, but today I was able to start at 295, and I felt like that set of 10 went really well. I don't know if it's just because I walked away from the conventional for a couple weeks and practiced sumo. I'm really working on not twisting. A lot of times what will happen is I'll lean left a little bit. I think it's just because that left hand is supinated and it wants to pull right. But what that does is puts me in a little corkscrew. And I love like that medium weight for reps. So I'm working on my breathing and bracing, and that's just my main focus. And the RKC plank is what this is. And there's Taylor with me. We're just having some fun. You pull your elbows to your knees as you take that big, deep breath, and you're almost like tensing like someone's going to punch you in the stomach the whole time. So 20 seconds is a long time to do that. So getting stamina for that really will help the deadlift stamina for like a lot, for the 10 reps that I have to do. Then you saw the dumbbell snatches in 6 in each arm. We're working on hip explosiveness here with the sandbag over shoulder. Love that. If you haven't done that exercise, it's a wonderful form of cardio. It's a great strongman cardio exercise. This is my second set. We have got 225 here for a nice set of 8. Still felt pretty good. Everything, I'm trying to keep my back straight, keep my head tucked, or my neck tucked in, nice and aligned, keeping the bar close to my quads and hips through as I come up. So that actually felt pretty good too, definitely getting heavier, but 225 is a weight I just really want to be comfortable with. RKC plank to snatch. I chose to go a little heavier with the snatch today, so it's a 35-pound kettlebell, and just really, again, trying to keep it midline to my body, working hip explosiveness and locking out at the top, almost like punching through. This is my last set. The goal was 6 here. It did feel kind of heavy. The first rep was a little out of position, but the last 2 were great. This is our strongman conditioning with everyone. We have got kind of like this mindset conditioning strongman work. We do this all the time in these programs, and it is extremely hard. So I've got 95 pounds in each hand for the end of my workout. So it's pretty cool to be able to start out with conditioning, work strength, do some assistance. I didn't capture the assistance in this, but then we've got the strongman conditioning. Strongman conditioning that I'm still extremely sore from today on Wednesday. And so Wednesday's workout was awesome. It started off with Tabatas, burpee pull-ups here. Burpee pull-ups or burpee bar touches. And it's an awesome, I love warming up with this. I think it helps get my whole entire body engaged. It's difficult for me. It's something you can challenge yourself with, but it's also something that you could do if you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced lifter. It's an awesome way to loosen up your shoulders too before you get going on your overhead press. The second Tabata was hollow rocks for 20 seconds, and then that 10-second piece was devoted to pull-ups or inverted rows. Doggies always wanted to do hollow rocks with me. They're so adorable, making me laugh all the time, laughing out loud constantly. Right now, Kona's laying on me, breathing, super sweet. So what we were doing here is doing the antagonistic muscle work with weighted pull-ups and then going into the overhead press. So the first set of weighted pull-ups was for reps of 8, and I used a 10-pound plate there, and then this was 85 pounds for a set of 8. So just higher rep volume work, working technique, trying to make every single thing perfect. The only thing I see here on my lift is that my split could be better. I'm always leaning forward. I'm not really stomping. I'm not really getting nice and deep. So it tells me that I do need to work on that split if I'm going to use it. But what I do see that's good is my elbows are up pretty high, getting my air, my abs look pretty tight and strong. So I feel good about that lift. Windshield wipers here. I'm just watching everybody. Look at me, look at everyone. It's one of the harder ab exercise. You can modify this by laying on the floor and doing something similar, or doing rainbows to try to get yourself up to doing the windshield wiper, even if you can do a couple. It's all about getting your hips up high. So if you need help with that, the next workout, let me know. I'd love to help you with that. This is my second round
with 25 pounds around my waist. This is reps of 6. And one of the things that was really hitting me this week, I listened to this really good podcast. Dr. Caroline Leaf hosted a therapist I hadn't really heard of, and she talked a lot about something I work with a lot in my office. I preach a lot and love any kind of work done surrounding this topic, but about self-compassion and the importance of being able to sit and accept your emotions and be accepted for who you are, and how comforting that is. I'm just going to pause real quick. This is my last set. We've got 115 on here for sets of 4. Again, last month I was focusing a lot on bench, and now I'm going back to focusing a little bit more on overhead press. I prefer overhead press. I feel like it feels more athletic and more fun to me, and like I have more variations that I can use. So I truly enjoy it, and last set went pretty well. So just the self-compassion to, really does, it saves you from going down the cycle of shame. We all struggle with what society says we should be, especially I'm going to speak to some women, men and women for sure. I'm just showing you guys my assistance here. But oh man, so if we can just accept and love those parts of ourselves that are not perfect, and bring comfort to those areas, or bring comfort to painful places in our hearts that we're not really talking about, there's going to be room for growth because we can accept ourselves. And then if there's things that we do want to grow in, there's so much hope to be able to do so. So I just kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit. I put a couple quotes in my Instagram about this tonight, and I just really appreciate the positive feedback I got. So thank you so much. There's times where I see myself, or I see parts of myself that I don't like, but the way to grow is just to accept that, to forgive yourself, and be grateful for the people around you who love you no matter what, and move on and grow and allow yourself to change. And just ending here with Strongman Circus dumbbell work, trying to simulate a competition, 60 seconds, as many reps as possible, and it was actually really fun. Hadn't done it in like a year, so I enjoyed it. And yes, there we go.
Thank you guys so much for joining me for this training video. I hope some of it was helpful to you guys. Hopefully you guys can leave encouraged and apply some of this to your training or your mental health. Thank you so much for joining me and taking the time to watch this video. I'll see you next time.